Good morning, this is Gina with Treehouse Crafts. This morning...
You have a text message.
Oops. This morning I would like to share a project. And it's going to be a project designed to do a smaller scrapbook page. I like to scrapbook, and like many others, I don't have too much time to scrapbook. And the 12 by 12 page is a little bit too big for me to fill up. And I'll give you an example. Now this is just something that I threw together real quick, but here's just a preview. You know, there's a lot of scrapbooking page tutorials out there. Anyway, I just think that the 12 by 12 is a little bit too much for me to fill up. So there are many techniques out there, and a few of the gals that have great tutorials on how to create pages or certain binding techniques. One being Laura at Following the Paper Trail. Another gal is Paper Phenomenon, and also with Just a Few Designs has a few really nice ways to bind pages together. Anyway, I think from what I can remember, I'm going to try to make a smaller version of a combination of those techniques. Okay, so let me move this out of the way. And first off, we are going to start with a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. Okay, and what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see, we're going to score at a 1/2 inch right here, just on one side, and then we're going to score at 6 inches. We're going to turn it once and get our paper trimmer and cut it at, let me move my coffee, 6 inches. Now if you don't have a Martha Stewart scoreboard or the other scoreboard that's on the market right now, you can use your paper trimmer for that. And I think what we're going to do is on the opposite side, not the side that has the 1/2 inch score, we're going to cut a 1/2 inch off the other side. So when we do the folding, each will butt up against flush. Oops, that was the wrong side. That's the score side. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Now my grandson's going to come in a few minutes, so I might have to stop and start up again later. Go ahead and crease that. Crease this side. You get the idea? So what you're going to do is you're going to put your adhesive here, and then crease that together. Do that with this one here. Other side. And again, place your adhesive and fold it down, and you have 2 pages. But the size of this page is 6 by 5. Okay, so that is a workable space to me to create a little layout. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop here because my grandson is going to be coming in just a moment. So I'm going to head and pause, and then I'll come back in a few. Okay, next what we're going to do, my grandson just left. Next what we're going to do is we're going to take an 8.5 by 11 piece of cardstock, and we're going to cut it down to 5.25 by 8. Okay, so first let's see. Let's try it. I don't know if that's right or not. I think I forgot to change my measurements on one of the cuts. So we'll cut that down to 5 1/4. Okay, so we have 8. Oops, that is actually a little too short. Obviously the measurements from here to here are different. You know, we're not going to get precise measurements on this stuff. I think it's like 1/8 of an inch short. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our score tool, and hopefully this comes out right. If not, that's okay. We'll get the gist of it. So we're going to cut at, we're going to score at 1 inch on both sides. Turn it, score at 1. Now if it doesn't turn out right, you know, there's lots of tutorials out there. I'm absolutely positive that everybody knows how to do this. And then from here we're going to score at every 1/2 inch. So that's 1 1/2, 2, 2 1/2, 3, 3 1/2, 4, 4 1/2, 5, 5 1/2, 6, and 6 1/2. Okay, so I'm sure you cannot see the score marks, but they are there. Okay, so next what we want to do is go ahead and make your folds. Well, that's not working for me right now, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. Okay, I got it. Alright, well, we have our peaks and valleys, or mountains and valleys, whatever you want to call it. We have them ready here. Okay, so what wasn't working for me is that this cardstock is pretty thick. You know, it's really nice and thick. And I was just having trouble folding it. Okay, so I have it where I need it now. And we have 6 peaks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So what we can do from here is go ahead and apply a little bit of adhesive. I actually prefer to use tape for this, but I don't have any at the moment. Go ahead and make sure it's nice and glued, and you do have to hold it for a minute because this dries pretty quick. Okay, and make sure you put enough in there. So I'll just go ahead and hopefully it'll stay. And a nice big bead in the next one. Press it. And of course it's oozing out on the other side, but you can go ahead and fix that. I think I got all of them. Okay. Let's see here. I missed this one here. So go ahead and put a bead there. If it doesn't work, you know where it separates, just go ahead and add, oops, it's dirty. Go ahead and add a little bit more adhesive where you need it. Oh, it's not stained. Well, I think what I'm going to have to do is just go ahead and find my score tape. I'm not score tape. I don't have that. My my other tape. Yeah, this one separated also. I'm making it actually harder than it actually is because the glue is not cooperating. But like I said before, everyone knows how to do this. Another one came out. Let's see. Darn it. Well, let's just put a little dab and hopefully it'll hold it for the whole thing. And what Laura does is she uses the score tape and just tapes it all up before she puts her pages on. And now I remember. It's been a while since I've seen all those videos. Gee, about 5 years ago or so, maybe 5 or 6 years ago. Oh gosh, I was just glued to YouTube. So much going on at that time, and everybody was into making these mini albums and tags and the junk journals, all kinds of stuff. All those different types of mediums being used. Lots of fun. Anyways, I was just trying to do this by memory, so I know I've used a few different people's techniques. I'm not calling this a mini book though. I'm actually going to call it a scrapbook. Alright, let's see. Let's see if this is going to work. I think so this time. Alright, so what we're going to do next is get our first page and we're going to slip it in like so. And from here, you know, you're going to go ahead and apply your adhesive on either sides of these little flaps and put on your pages, but I'm not going to take the time to do that right here. Okay, and the next one. Now these pages, if I didn't say it earlier, they're actually 6 by 5. And then the last one, which I don't think is adhered all the way down, right. Like I said, this cardstock is really thick, so it's just not adhering with the Scotch quick dry. Either that or I'm just not putting enough on. I don't know. I wanted this to be a fast tutorial, but okay. So this is what you have so far. I'll clean that up later. So this is what you have. Okay. We haven't glued down this part yet, these two flaps, but we're going to go ahead and do that next. Alright, so this is what you have so far. Now also what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a cover so that it goes all the way around. Okay, and my my actual I guess we'd call them scrapbook page, the paper itself, is going to be a 1/4 inch less than the size of this, and this was a 6x5. So we'll go ahead, I'll go ahead and cut all those and then glue them down, and then once that's done, we'll go ahead and measure everything, including the binding area, all the way around, and go ahead and make the cover for it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop here. I need to go. Okay, now we're ready for the next step. Okay, we went ahead and completed cutting all the photo mats. And we finished adhering all the inside areas. Everything's glued down. So the photo mats are at a 5 by 3 1/4. Okay. And here's the first part. Now again, this is just like my prototype. It doesn't have to be perfect or anything like that. You know, it had a lot of bubbles in it and stuff. So this is just playing around and trying to get my measurements and things that I want. And I went ahead and adhered all the pages down. I just finished, so the glue, I can still smooth out the glue. And what I used is the Mod Podge here instead of the Scotch, because it just was lifting too much. There's some more bubbles in here I could smooth out. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you know. Okay, and then I went ahead and ended, with black. Okay, so here was black and here's black. So that's the finished book. And then what I did is I cut a strip of, what were the measurements here? Excuse me, getting a frog throat. For the cover, I cut, well, the size actually is 12.5 by 5.5 here. And what I had to do is I just had to add another sheet, because when I cut it, you know, it's not going to measure to 12.5. And I scored a 1/4 inch in the middle, and then folded it, creased it, and whatnot. And then we're ready to place it into the book, onto the book. And I'll go ahead and glue that down as well. And then I can go ahead and cover this flap, and there would be the finished product. Actually, I'll probably put it this way just in case, because I don't want to see that tape in the back or feel the tape in the back, because once we adhere more paper to the top, I don't want to be able to see those little bumps and lumps. So here's the finished book, and that's it. So I can go ahead and do a layout whenever. Actually, this is going to be adhered down, if I didn't say that already. So I'll put a page here, you know, a small layout, and I'll go ahead and show you the finished product when I'm all finished. And I think I forgot to mention that there's little pockets in here. I don't know if I'm going to do anything with it. If anything, we could just slip photos inside there. I'm not going to do any tag type of thing or anything like that. So that's it. There's the finished book. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. And again, I know that there's a lot of tutorials out there, lots of different variations of binding pages together. I just wanted to put my thoughts together on the different ones that, you know, I've seen, like I've mentioned before, the YouTubers that have put content on YouTube in regards to bookbinding and whatnot. anyways, I just wanted to go ahead and do one on my own, and so I hope you enjoyed that. I enjoyed filming it. It was nice to relax in front of the camera. And please like, subscribe, and we'll see you again.